Okay, so I'm not really sure why, but I have a feeling this year, 2021, just around the corner, is really going to be a good year for us. You know, I've been talking about how the playing field has been pretty much leveled, almost decimated. Not completely. I mean, there's still always in any avenue of this of society that we point to. There's always going to be the top 1%, 2%, you know, whatever percent. There's always going to be the people at the top who are just going to swim through this, making money, and life will be easy, and they'll be able to afford food and rent, or not rent, but homes and vacations and things. There's always going to be those people. But for the rest of us, who are struggling and alone and trying really hard to just make it through each and every day, the playing field has been completely leveled. The people in the middle and then at the bottom, or whatever, in that range of not top percent, the playing field has been leveled. And so I've been looking at online in just with whole new energy and with whole new energy and with fresh eyes. Because the longer the COVID goes on, and right now it's mutating, so it's taking on, it's now showing other symptoms and varying degrees of severity. The playing field has been leveled, absolutely leveled. So I feel very strongly we are coming into a time as artists where we have the opportunity to recreate who we are and build our futures, hopefully, in more of a way that we want our futures, we want our lives to be. We have the internet. And for all those organizations or galleries or people who haven't bothered to explore the internet and to use it, because, you know, we all know these organizations or galleries or whomever who are like, well, you know, my clients, ooh, I can't have you in here. Ooh, you don't sell well or won't sell well here. All those people that have snubbed us for decades and years and hundreds of millions of years, they're all in the same spot we are. They're in the same spot we are. And I'm not meaning to be gleeful over people, organizations or galleries or whomever is struggling. It's just the playing field has been leveled. And this is our opportunity as individual artists to really push ourselves online, finding different ways of presenting ourselves, and hopefully floating to the top or closer to the top. Now, I get a lot of advice from people on how to do things. You know, a lot of, I've gotten advice a number of times. Well, you should do TikTok. No, I don't dance. So, or, you know, I'm not doing a little dance, tap dancing for viewers and for money necessarily in that way. No. And you should do shorter videos, and you should do this, and you should do that. You know what? I want you to hear this, because I have stuck to my guns and just being me, sometimes babbly and losing my words and doing crazy, silly things and crying. And I've stuck to my guns. I don't have hundreds of thousands of viewers. I don't have millions of viewers. I don't do makeup tutorials. I don't really teach much of anything other than effing perseverance. Just hanging in there. I was watching a video from, 7 years ago, I think. I can't remember. I had applied to a gallery in Connecticut. They had invited me. They knew my work. I destroyed a painting on the way there. The one painting I brought with me for them to see that they wanted to see. They wanted me there, and it got completely, not completely, but it got destroyed, somewhat ripped up and destroyed on the way there, and I wasn't able to present myself in the way in the way that I wanted. But in looking at that, I started looking at other videos from a million years ago, and it has been the same message all along. We just keep going no matter what. This is a dark time, and it appears to be getting even darker, although may be a little bit lighter come January 20th next, 2021, next month. I just feel in this new age of, is it the age of Aquarius? I can't remember. Maybe it's Sagittarius. I don't know. Somebody told me the other day. It's one of them, that we're shifting, and we have to be able to evolve and change with this shift and take hold of what we have available, which is the internet and the 8 million ways people can find us online, and just keep plugging away, keep pushing it, just hammering home who we are, what we do, and finding new ways to present ourselves. I don't do the quick, short makeup tutorials because, number one, I don't do makeup, please. And number two, this is just who I am. I'm somewhat quiet, sometimes, reasonably calm, and I paint. It's not flashy, as I've said. It's not shiny or flashy or, terribly entertaining most of the time. But it's just who I am. So I'm just sticking with there until the right eyes see me, the right eyes find me. I think of Bob Ross and his crazy hair and the squirrel and living with his mother and all of that. He was on PBS. Nobody was painting on television, let alone PBS. No one was painting on television when he started, and they just kept going with it. I don't know how, because PBS didn't make any money off of him. They didn't with Julia Childs in the beginning either. But they stuck with these quirky, weird characters, and now they're literally iconic characters in the art and cuisine world. They've affected people and affected society and culture. So, not that I want to be the Julia Childs of the art world. That would be awesome. I don't necessarily want to be Bob Ross because I don't paint with acrylics or wear a squirrel on my shoulder or say happy trees. But along the same vein, I'm just going to stick with being me and focus and just keep working. And I want you to do the same. And I want you to find a way to present yourself that is different than the tap dancing TikTok, hip hop dancers, or who, I'm sorry, it's not coming out well. As usual, I'm getting lost in my words, but let's just be ourselves and hope our audience finds us, or work to help our audience find us. Help our audiences find us. There we are. Okay, now I want to go to these guys. I don't have any new canvases yet. I actually have a couple put to the side for a commission I may be doing, or a portrait piece that I may be doing. We're waiting. But anyway, I pulled out these two paintings. This one was based on abuse because I was very angry over something that was going on at the time I started it. And a few weeks ago, I went in, let me try again. When I started it, it was black and white gesso, like all my paintings start. I added quotations in pencil from a speech a woman gave, or from a book rather. A woman had written about abuse and its effects and how, about the abuser and blah, blah, blah. So the pencil and the text is throughout the canvas. Then I went in and added aerosol, and I did that on a video about this particular painting. I added aerosol color, not really sure where I was going, and hoping I could avoid predictability as best as possible. But then I made the major boo-boo of taking oil pastel, which is something else I use in my paintings, and scribbling over it, like trying to find that anger, which I don't have at the moment. I'm not sure why, but I don't have it at the moment. And it just came out really pat. It came out pat and predictable and just something we've all seen before. So again, I'm trying to find another way to express myself and represent myself. So what I've been doing today, I think I've been looking at the wrong side for the camera again. There it is, it's over there. Yeah, I've been looking at the red dot. It's in the wrong place. Anyway, what I've been doing this morning is taking mineral spirits, taking one of my rougher brushes and removing it, removing the pastel, the oil pastel, because it is so completely predictable. It's predictable and it makes me nauseous. I went in and I was scribbling and I was like, I'm angry, when I wasn't feeling it at all. And you can see it. You can see and feel the disingenuousness in my marks. So I'm going to remove it, or remove some of it. Not quite all of it though, because there are some lines I really enjoy. And then I can go forward once I've removed some of it. Now the other painting that I pulled out again is another portrait of Yolandi Fisher. I started Yolandi in June for Pride Month, and I really wanted to get her finished, but I didn't. And she's kind of sat and waited, and I've been looking at her, and I make a couple of brush strokes and wait some more, and look and wait. And then last night I brought her out, and I realized what I'd been doing wrong. There you are. I gotta look for the camera again. We're over there. What I had been doing wrong. Out in the garage where she was primarily kept, I had her face very large and her hair even bigger. It was actually somewhat down to here, like over in that direction, not making a lot of sense. And then last night I really got to see her clearly when I brought her into the sunroom, which is my new finish area for my paintings. This is where I'm going to be finishing them, working on them periodically. I started pulling in her hair. I also started adding more purples to her eyeshadow and doing different things and reconfiguring her face. I pulled up her nostrils. I'm going to be going in and working on the chains and things. But this has been driving me crazy because I really want her to look and feel right. More importantly, feel right, feel like Yolandi. So when she is in a room, she is Yolandi. She is commanding the room. She is not a caricature of Yolandi. I don't want some messed up version of her. So I am pulling in her hair. We're going to pull this in just a little bit, pull it up a little bit more. But also I'm doing something in the background, in the reds. As I've talked about, I think I talked about in my last video about another project I'm doing around a Yolandi image. Yolandi had a dress, a red dress that she wore around town. Yolandi was a drag queen from Providence, Rhode Island. She was a social activist, very big in the LGBTQIA AI community, just social justice, warrior all the way across the board, racial justice, just financial justice, just so much passion, so deeply unafraid of the world. Okay, I can kind of see now. So Yolandi would go out in this flaming red dress, which they had written, not one of my favorite words especially in mixed company, but not one of my favorite words. They had written faggot all over the dress, F-A-G-G-O-T. It makes your heart stop. And at this point in time, we are immediately offended, deeply offended and we want to protect the people around us from such a derogatory term. But they wore it in public as a challenge. As an absolute challenge to how the community or society saw them. So I've been writing that word. I've been writing faggot in red oil pastel in the background on the red. You can't see it right away. It's again how the light captures it, how the light goes into the red oil and comes back out and kind of surrounds the oil pastel, which is much flatter. That's how you see it. I don't see it from this distance. I turn this way and there it is. I'm going to be doing something similar in the top. The top was actually made out of a potato sack. It was a burlap potato sack. So or a flour sack, I'm not sure. Either way, I'm going to be working on that too and doing text within. So I don't have a lot of paint left. I do have a couple of canvases, but I got to be really choosy about what I'm going to do. I can't just paint willy-nilly or work willy-nilly. I've also got some cardboard that canvases came in months ago that I've gotten ready. I've gessoed in white, gray, and black to work on. And I had another idea this morning working off of a Latin phrase. That I think I'm going to apply figures to this and the Latin phrase as well. We'll see. I've got to formulate it more. Where the mural of Yolandi as Queen of the Arts went down to Black Lamp Tattoo Gallery here in Gulfgate. My friend Bob helped drive it down. And so they're going to be applying more text to it today. That is all of our text for this mural idea is written in Latin as well. I had another friend, Wesley, who helped me do translation, because what I thought I had translated was not really what I translated. It all came out wrong, and so my friend Wesley, who's brilliant, has been helping with the translation. So we've got a number of things going on, and it's just using the materials we have to keep going. And that's the haps. Don't forget to please vote for me on Jerry's Artamama, the art list competition for Artist of the Month. We are pretty much way ahead. We're about 74 votes ahead of second place. Second place is a picture of a lifeguard station at sunset. What I would like to see is my portrait of Jacob Tobiah win #1. I believe that would be the first time that a New York Times gender fluid author and social activist will have been featured on the art list, or their portrait of them. I just think it would be wonderful to have a gender fluid character featured anywhere. And so, especially someone who's, a New York Times best-selling author. They wrote the book Sissy, which I just think is hysterical. It's a good book too. So don't forget the art list. The link will be down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Link down below. And don't forget there are different ways that you can support Studio 120, and all of those links will be posted down below as usual. And time for the jingle, which I haven't done in forever. Ready? Patreon! #cats, meow, meow, meow. All right, ciao. Oh, ciao. There you are. Ciao. And boink.